Hello, everyone. My name is Nancy Burrington. I'm the owner of Hands in Harmony Wellness Company, and I'm happy and excited to present to you managing your stress with physical fitness. Quite a few people, when doing this presentation, is just when they think about physical fitness, they just think about the gym and working out with weights and things like that. But we're going to just go a little bit deeper into how physical fitness is going to be able to help you manage your stress. Because the key question I always like to ask people is, are you managing your stress or is stress managing you? So let's go ahead and get started. So during this presentation, we're going to talk about what is stress. And we all, we understand what stress is. You probably heard it over and over and over again. But we're going to talk about it a little bit more and the impact it has on the body. And then we're going to talk about stress in your health and what are some of the health conditions that are that result because of stress. And then we're going to talk about the benefits and just some simple exercises to help you as you get ready to go through managing your stress. And of course, we always like to end our presentation with a guided meditation. And I will be asking questions, and you could basically, you could write it in the chat, or you could actually, send me an email. You'll have my contact information at the end of this presentation. If you have any questions or concerns, you can also send that to me. So what is stress? Stress is an everyday part of life. Any type of thing that's going to just be out of the norm is kind of stress, whether or not it's emotional or even a physical strain. It could be part of worrying, you become anxious with something, or even tension. Every day in our lives, we have stress. Now, the key is it chronic or acute? There is a difference between chronic and acute. Acute is just something that just kind of happens and it's gone. Your body returns back to its normal functions and you're okay. Chronic is when your body is in hyper stress level every day, every minute. You probably heard the term fight or flight. Well, fight or flight, when you're stressing, it means that you're either in a situation, you're going to stand there and take care of it, fighting, or that's that situation gets you to the point where you just got to leave and get out of Dodge or flight. Now, when your body is in any type of stress, you have a chemical response to that, where your body is trying to help you to handle that situation. So, for instance, your heart rate's going to go up because now you're in danger and your heart rate's going to go up. Your vision is going to get changed. You're even going to start having problems in your stomach because I like to jokingly say, especially in the battlefield, and I'm retired Army, you cannot shoot and go to the bathroom at the same time. You're in that stress condition, those functions also are diminished. So just think about that. If these things are all happening while you're in a stressful condition, think about the impact of that when this is continuous. Continuous where your heart rate is going up, where you're always on a very hyper vigilant. Your eyes, you're able to see things a little bit differently because now your eyes is trying to reach out and look at distances and things like that. So just think about that impact on your body, especially on your stomach, excuse me, um, how that's going to impact your everyday life. And it's also because of all of those things that's going on as a result of being in a very stressful condition, you can also suffer from depression. So, what happens to your body when you're under stress? We're going to talk about just some of the different things that I feel is very critical for people to understand and get to understand a little bit better than just saying, hey, I'm just stressed. let's talk about some of the things. And a lot of this information is really within the last few years as more studies are being done on stress and the impact of stress. And so researchers are finding out more and more some of the problems that happens to your body when you're under stressful conditions. So let's explore the first one. It's about diabetes. Diabetes, and that's when you're having an elevated blood sugars, and more or less because your elevated blood sugars, you don't have enough insulin to go ahead, as I like to say, transport, and that's what insulin does. It transport, it acts as a transporter, transporting the carbohydrates and sugars from your blood into directly into the cells so that your cells can use it. Well, researchers is finding that when you're in a very high level of stress and your hormones, that actually stops insulin from being produced and then in the pancreas, and then because of that, you're not able to transport the carbohydrates and sugar from the blood system into the cells. So what happens? You have an elevated blood sugars. Let's think about it in this content. Your body is stressed. It can't do but so many things. We can't try to think that mentally we're multitasking. I know some of you are out there, you're trying to do 3 or 4 different jobs at the same time, but how effectively are you trying to do those 3 or 4 different things at the same time, being a multitasker? Well, the body is a lot smarter than we are. And so basically, it's saying, I'm not going to be a multitasker. I'm going to be able to do one thing good at a time. And if you're stressed, the body's trying to respond to that stressors. And if you're having a high blood sugar, if you're eating, you got a lot of carbohydrates, it cannot at the same time try to get transport using the insulin, transport that carbohydrates into the cells. So it can't do all of that. It's not going to be multitasking. So as we think about when your body's stressed and is trying to go into a particular situation, it cannot at the same time help to lower your blood sugars. So what happens as a result of being in very stressful conditions continuously or chronically, you're most likely going to have the chance of becoming a diabetic, type 2, a lot of times. And it's not always related to how much, and I like to tell people that I always hear people say, I'm just eating too much sugar, you know. It's not always about that or your carbohydrates. It's also, the research is finding, is also related to the amount of stress that you're having. So what else happens when you're stressed? Well, we don't get enough sleep, right? We're worrying, we're thinking, our mind is going 100 miles an hour, trying to solve situations. Well, when that happens and you're not sleeping, it is known to say, hey, get at least 7 hours of restful sleep within a 24 hours. Now, I'm not saying 1 hour here, 20 minutes here, a power nap, 30 minutes here. We're talking at least 7 hours of restful sleep. But if you are stressed and worried and just going through a lot of different things, you may be laying in that bed, but that doesn't mean that you're getting a restful sleep. So what happens as a result of this, especially if it goes over an extended period of time, you get moody. You start getting negative, thoughts and problems, and who wants to work around that? Also, you're not, when you're sleeping, your body's resting and rejuvenating. If you're stressed and you're not getting ample enough sleep, your energy level is going to be low. Resulting in that, your brain is not able to rest. You get foggy brain. You're not able to concentrate. And basically, you're not able to do anything very well. Now, the question is, do you want to be in a job where you're like this? I'm quite sure you may not even think about it because you're trying to handle that stress, but I'm quite sure your coworkers are probably wishing that you got some sleep because that makes the work environment very unproductive. Who can work when you're having a co-worker who's not getting enough sleep and they're irritable, they're negative, they can't even do their work because they're just so tired. And that's what happens with the stress. So now my question is, just think about it. Are you managing your stress or is your stress managing you? And one of the things that you could do in situations like this, I always tell a lot of my clients, is put a journal or a notebook beside you on your nightstand or put it next to you in the bed. And when you wake up in the middle of the night worrying about things, trying to figure out how to solve this problem, that problem, what you got to do for the next day, I got to do this and I got to do that. Take all those thoughts and put it on and write in your notebook so that when, just kind of rest, say, hey, I'm taking all of this stuff out of my brain and putting on this notebook and I'll solve it in the morning. Get some rest, at least 7 hours. And 7 hours means restful sleep. And I know some people's out there probably having their TV set on, trying. I can't go to sleep with without no TV set on. If you're going to keep your TV set on, put on some meditative music or some white noise. Think about it. You're already stressed, and you're going to sleep on the Walking Dead, a zombie movie. You know what? Your brain is processing those movies while you're trying to sleep, which may be why you're not getting very much sleep anyway. Turn it off. One of the other things that we're finding out in more research is that when your body is responding to stress, it impacts your immune system. How is that? Your body has been designed to create what I like to say and what science calls a homeostasis environment. And homeostasis environment means that the body knows what its normal functions are, heart rate this, blood pressure this, all of these different things, hormone levels, this and that. Now, when you're stressed, your cortisol level's going up, your insulin level is changing, you're getting all of this adrenaline being pumped, and your heart rate goes up, your blood pressure goes up, you start breathing really fast. That is not a normal environment for your body. And so what your body is trying to do in defense of that to create what we call a homeostasis environment, it actually goes out and has the immune cells, your white blood cells, going out, trying to figure out what's this, let me go ahead and correct this, what's that, let me go ahead and correct that, let me do what I need to do to lower the blood pressure, and bring the hormones back into order. You actually have your immune system is trying to take care of that. What happens when you're doing in chronic stress and your immune system is doing all of that and is constantly on the attack and searching for what's not normal? It becomes actually attacking good, healthy tissues, which is what we call autoimmune, because now it's attacking good, healthy tissues. And as a result of that, it can cause some people to have lupus, Graves' disease, which is part of the thyroid functions, and even allergic conditions. I have a lot of people that are saying, well, my allergies are really bad this year, and it's the pollen, it's this. Yeah, a little bit, yes and no, but overall, what they're finding out is that your immune system is so weak fighting your stress and trying to, get your body into some kind of normal condition that it can't fight off any allergens. So whereas before you may have a very low reaction, now it's full blown. I need to go to the doctor and get a Benadryl shot or something attack. And that's not a good thing because overall, who wants to, be having allergic reactions, whether or not it is sinuses, or even if it's dermatitis and eczema, all allergic reactions. So, and then now you may find yourself also because of that, because your system is weak and not able to fight off. Before, when you was able to fight off a simple cold, now you're finding yourself having a cold, all kinds of sickness and illnesses 4, 5 times, if not 10 times a year. And that's not very productive for you because that means those times you're out of work. I know sometimes some people they go to work when they're sick, but I think after the last 2 years of this pandemic, we're learning to stay home when you're sick. But if your stress levels is keeping you so stressed that you're getting sick a lot, you're not going to be able to be at work and be unproductive. So let's go ahead and see what else happens to your body. Obesity. A lot of people, when they're thinking about stress, they don't think about the impact that it has. And they just say, oh, I'm just gaining a little bit of weight here, a little bit of weight there. And especially if you're in chronic stress, you don't realize that that little bit of pounds here, a little bit of pounds there starts adding up over time. Because when one of the things that happens when you're stressed to kind of help the body through in these conditions, cortisol. And cortisol is good when it needs to be, and it's bad when it's not. And what happens, a lot of your fatty tissue, starts creating all the cortisol, storing it and everything else. And well, guess what? You find yourself in 1 month you're in the size 6, the next month you're in the size 14. And also when we stress, a lot of people, they become, because of the cortisol, it increases your appetite. Okay? Your cortisol increases, your appetite increases. Not a good situation. Who wants to keep buying new clothes? And we talked about it last month on managing stress in your finances. That can get very expensive if you find yourself having to continuously buy new clothes because of the weight gain that you're having. And running to the refrigerator, getting comfort food when you're stressed doesn't really help your body, nor if you're on the borderline of being diabetic, does not help that either. So, a lot of times people think, well, this and that. A lot of times, kind of be conscious and mindful of what's going on in your body. And if you realize that a lot of that weight gain you're having is because you're stressed, the question is, are you managing your stress or is your stress managing you? So overall, the impact of stress on your body is, let's think about it. Obesity, stroke, diabetes, heart disease, depression, arthritis, kidney disease. Who wants to have all of these different things going on in their lives? Unfortunately, some people are so used to being stressed, and because of that, hey, I'm overweight. Okay. Hey, my cholesterol levels is high because I'm eating all the wrong comfort foods and the fatty foods. I take a pill for that. Hey, I have arthritis. I'm developing rheumatoid arthritis and joint pain because of the stress. Okay, I take a pill for that. But then my question is the quality of life. What kind of life do you want to have? If you need it, you can take it. But if there's something that you can do to change that, change your body's response to the stress and the impact it has on your body, if you don't have to worry about becoming diabetic, because diabetes also leads to other problems, heart disease, kidney diseases, amputations, all kinds of things. Who wants that kind of life? Who wants the kind of life that any moment I'm going to have a stroke. Any moment I'm doing something that's going to go ahead and take me away from my family. And who wants to be depressed all the time? Think about that. You want to start managing your stress? So the question is, after everything we just talked about these last few slides, can you ask yourself this question and answer it truthfully? Are you managing your stress, or is your stress managing you? In most instances, people say, well, you know what? Hey, I'm able to get the job done. To what end? By making it an unhealthy environment because you're fussing and griping and fighting everybody's head off because you're not getting enough sleep and you're very negative. To what end? That you have to continuously go to the doctor because you're sick and you're having problems. To what end? That the doctor's telling you you have to have heart surgery. To what end is it going to take for you to say, oh my gosh, my stress is managing me and I'm not managing it? What is it going to take? Hopefully, after this presentation, it'll be a wake up call. Say, hey, even though I feel that I'm getting the job done, but realistically, I'm not. Realistically, it's taking me 5, 6 days to get this work because I'm not able to concentrate. I'm too tired. I'm fatigued. So it's taking me 6 days to do a job that usually taking me 2 days. And if you're noticing that, guess who else is noticing it? Your boss. So I think you might want to go ahead and kind of reevaluate how well you're thinking you're managing the stress. So let the battle begin. Stress versus fitness. Do you want to continually be stressed, or do you want to do something that go ahead and help it? We should have that boxing the Rocky song coming in. Stress versus fitness. I think we want to go ahead and have fitness win. So we're going to talk about some of the things that you can do in managing your stress as far as fitness. And then we're going to also talk about some of the good things that happens when you kind of get into some type of fitness program. Okay. Now, some of the benefits of having a regular routine: exercise helps with your mental fitness. Okay. We're not only talking about your body fitness, we're also talking about your mental clarity, your mental alertness, your mental concentration, all of these key things. Handling that stress takes away from, but exercise helps you to maintain that. Exercise also helps to reduce fatigue because now you're not so overrun, and the hormones that's being pushed out and produced, it kind of keeps you more alert. It also helps with your concentration. It also helps when you're doing exercises. It helps your endorphins, produce endorphins. The great endorphins. It helps you to relax. The endorphins is kind of like that runner's high. I think I'd rather have a runner's high than having to go ahead and I'm stressed, drinking a glass of wine or some other kind of social drinks and things like that because you're so stressed. I'd rather have endorphins being more of a natural way of helping me versus trying to get high off of the bad stuff. Use your own body. Your body has those hormones. Use your endorphins. Get that. And then also with that sleep, your sleep it gets improved. I know it because you get so exhausted. But one of the other things, you're not so stressed and worried about things. Guess what you're going to do is you're going to sleep better. Oxytocin, it increases your oxytocin. What happens when a mother gives birth to a child? They always say her oxytocin levels is increased. She becomes very loving and hugging and everything else. Well, this not only happens to new mothers, but also oxytocin levels increases with fitness and exercises and men too. And what does that make you? More loving, more, kinder to one another and hugging each other. I think one of the things that we might find people doing is when they have somebody that's grumpy at work, let's go outside and walk so we can go ahead and increase your oxytocin levels so you can become more loving and more kinder. Think about it. Wouldn't that motivate you to kind of get a group of you to get together? Let's go ahead and increase the oxytocin level so we can be kinder to one another, more loving to one another. You can do that. Also, it increases your dopamine levels. All of these are just good levels that help you feel energized. It helps the body, it helps with your alertness, it helps stabilize your moods. It's all these things that your body has the ability to do to help combat stress. So the bottom line, reduce stress means increase your physical, mental, and emotional well-being by doing some fitness and some physical activities. Now, I have a lot of people that's going to say, I don't have the time, I can't do this, I can't do that. It's going to be too complicated. I'm overweight. I can't do any of that. Well, I'm going to give you 5 very simple suggestions of different types of exercises that you can do that can help you produce and increase your endorphins, increase your oxytocin, increase your dopamine, improve your alertness, concentration, reduce your fatigue. 5 exercises I'm going to give you that you can do that's going to help you. Okay, so let's get started on these 5. Yoga. A lot of times when people think about yoga, oops, sorry. They think about yoga and they're thinking, I can't do yoga. No, that's for the skinny mini ones. That is for the other people. I can't concentrate. I can't do those moves. You're spending more time saying you can't instead of going out there and saying you can and to try it. Yoga, the simple movements in yoga, what happens is it actually allows more of a body-mind connection. Because during the practice, you're moving gently, not straining yourself. You're breathing and you're focusing more on your body. You become more mindful of what your body is doing. Now, I'm not saying because you may not be able to do a child's pose, you may not be able to sit your legs crossed, or what we call a tree pose. You may not be able to do it as well as those who's been doing it for years, but you could do it a little bit. You could go to a class that's just for beginners, or you could go ahead and look on the YouTube channel. They have plenty of them that you could go to and just learn just gentle movements that you can do. And the stretching and everything else helps release a lot of muscle tension that you're having that can be related to stress. Tai Chi and Qigong. I'm also a Qigong instructor, but they both kind of arrive from a Japanese practice of gentle movement. I like to refer to it as a standing meditation, gentle moving meditation. The movements are very small and minute, but they help to increase your muscle strength. During the movements, you're breathing differently, getting more oxygen. You're being more mindful of what those movements are as you just going from one movement to another. And while doing that, you cannot, and it has been scientifically shown, you cannot think negative at the same time thinking positive. So if you're being mindful, thinking about present situations, or just kind of focusing on the movements, you cannot get any negative and stressful thoughts going in your head. The brain will not allow that. It says one or the other. And I know sometimes people try to do these practices and they stop focusing on their movements and they start focusing on their stress. And guess what happens? They stumble, they get off track. So 30 minutes of doing some Tai Chi and Qigong will help your balance, helps your muscle strength, helps your mind, helps your breathing. And you don't have to be a rocket scientist to do it. Walking. Walking is such a great tool. We do it every day. And sometimes we don't do enough of it. Taking 10, 15 minutes a day just walking can help to increase your endorphins, kind of helps you to relax, take a lot of stuff off of your mind about what's going on, taking a walk outside of your building, outside of the confusion of what's going on. And there's enough places here in San Antonio, even if you're walking outside your building for just a few minutes, there's a lot of trees out there. You can just walk around the area and just breathe in nature. And a lot of times people's thinking, well, they say I got to do 30 minutes of exercising. And then you're already defeating yourself because you say, oh gosh, I got to do 30 minutes. Start off with 10. I guarantee you do it for about 1 week to 2 to 10 minutes. You're going to enjoy it so much that you're going to increase it to 15 the next week, 20 after that, 25. Then within a month to 2 months, you're already walking 30 to 40, 1 hour and walking. And you're just going to be feeling such a big difference. We have two more different types of exercises, and these are all fun exercises you could do. Gardening, okay? Gardening is so refreshing. I wonder how many gardeners are out there. Gardening is such a good thing because one, I like to say you're connecting with the earth. You're connecting with the energies of your plants, and I guarantee you, plants do have their own sort of energy, and it's very calming. If you're in the dirt, you're getting your hands in the dirt, the energy from that soil, you're connecting with that. And all of that is going to help you to relax because one, you're focusing on your gardening. You cannot think about stressful situations. And there's so much exercise between stooping and bending and reaching and everything that you're burning a lot of calories and you're producing a lot of hormones. So don't just think that you have to go to the gym, do a lot of weights, going on a lot of treadmills when there's such simple things that you could do at home around your house. I mean, I can say you could almost burn at least 300 calories, tone up more muscles when you're out there gardening than anything else. It's more enjoyable for you. And dancing, come on now. We don't even think about it. But dancing is so much fun. For those of you like to dance, I love to dance. Sometimes when I'm doing my house cleaning, I'll go ahead and turn on my favorite song on the YouTube channel, and that's all I'm doing. I'm just dancing and cleaning up the house and moving and wiggling while I'm vacuuming or doing some dusting. And guess what? That's helping me to relax. I'm breathing well. And even if you go out and social dancing, you're building community, you're building friendship, and you're building relationships, and all of that can help so much from stress, especially from those who are suffering from depression. Going out there and dancing and just having fun with your friends can help you and your mental status so much. Look at them. They're happy. They're all having fun. And being in San Antonio, we moved here back in '08. There is activities for everyone in San Antonio. And you cannot say that there's something that you cannot do. There's more parks, like every other corner, there's a park somewhere where you can go and walk. And that's the beauty of it. You don't have really much excuse to say I can't do this and I can't do that. The one thing you need to do is make up your mind that you need to do something. Set your alarm clock 15, 20 minutes early. Get out and walk a little bit, or even get in your backyard and do some dancing. Or if you do a Tai Chi or go to a Tai Chi class, you can do Tai Chi in your backyard and enjoy the beginning of the day with the morning and the sun. So here comes the favorite part, guided meditation. As we're getting ready to start closing on this presentation, I want you to kind of think about some of the things that you want to do and what you would like to see changed in your life. And through meditation, we can kind of help to reset your mind, your nervous system, and to help you relax. So as we get ready to get started, if you're at home listening to this video and you want to lay on the floor, that's okay. You can do that. You get your blanket or something and just get comfortable on the floor and make sure you don't have too many distractions. Other than this, you're listening to this, but kind of turn off your telephone. I'm sorry, just for 15 minutes, no phone. If you could go ahead and tell the kids and hubby, this is my 15-minute time. Can I have this just for 15 minutes? Ask them to go ahead and give that to you, or even invite them to be a part of it. And so as we get started, if you're laying on the floor or if you're sitting in your chair, make sure you're sitting comfortably in your chair, feet planted on the floor, back resting against the back of the chair. Don't slump your shoulders over. Don't lean your head forward because one, you're blocking the oxygen flow and you want to be straight and erect. You can place your hands in your lap gently, or you can go into a sitting pose on the floor. You have your choice. So let's get started. Let's begin by breathing in deeply. Feeling energy flowing into you. Breathe in. Feeling fatigue leaving you. Breathe out stress, worry, over concern. Breathe in positive thoughts and feelings of love, calmness, and tranquility. Breathe out confusion, hostility. Breathing in, out. And as the air fills your lungs, energy courses throughout your body. As you exhale, tiredness and tension leaves. Continue to focus on your breath, bringing energy and positivity into your body, pushing out negativity away. Positivity in, negativity out. With every breath, you are becoming more and more energized. You are alert, passionate, focused. Let the energy in you continue to grow and build with each breath. You are energetic, you're alive, and ready to seize the moment. Make a fist with your hands and squeeze them tightly. As you squeeze, feel the strength in your hands and arms. Be mindful of that. Now open your hands, letting the muscles relax. Make a fist again. Squeeze. Feel the tightness. Continue with your breathing. Open your hands. Do this several times throughout this meditation, feeling your muscles pulse with energy as it begins to relax. Excitement and anticipation are building in you. You're getting more energized. Energy is just flowing through you like a warm feeling of love. The energy is reaching from the top of your head all the way down to the bottom of your feet. Now, if you want to, rub the palms of your hands together. Feel the warmth and friction between them. You are alert. You are energy. Now tighten your feet, curl and tighten the muscles in your feet and let it relax. Breathing in, tighten your muscles. Breathing out, relax the muscles in your tongue. Just repeat this several times. Feel how everything is being energized. It feels alert. It feels tingling. You're having tingling in your hands and your feet. Now let's move up to your face. Tighten the muscles in your jaw and your cheeks. And as you exhale, relax. Breathing in, tighten the muscles in your jaw, in your neck, in your face. Exhale, relax. Just feel this moment of relaxation radiating all the way from the top of your head, your face to neck, your shoulders, your hands, your legs, and your feet. This warmth, this love, relaxation, this calmness, you're feeling rejuvenated right now. Embrace this moment. Breathing in and out. Inhaling, exhaling. Embrace this moment. Focus on how you're feeling. Focus on your feet, your legs, your abdomen, your chest, your arms, your head, your neck, your face, and head. How it all feels right now. And now we're going to take a little journey. Envisioning yourself in this beautiful white marble room. You notice to the side a stairwell with a gold banister. And beside this winding stairwell are several boxes that's open with the lids on the side. Now what I want you to do is to walk towards those boxes, and if there's any element of stress or worry, I want you to take each one, whatever's bothering you, ever stressing you, and put it in each individual box. And as you do so, I want you to put the lid on that box. Some of those boxes may be kind of heavy for you, so sit it back on the floor. And as you finish putting all the stress and worries that's been burdening you right now, and you put them in the box, I want you to walk over to the stairwell. Start climbing up the stairs. With each step that you're taking up on that stairwell, feel less and less tied down, any stress. Just breathing in and out, feeling relaxed as you're going up to the top of the stairs. And as you get to the top of the stairs, there's a door. You enter into that door. You notice a chair. It's facing the heavens. Go and sit in that chair right now. Feel the chair embracing you. Just relax in that chair. Breathing in and breathing out. Exhaling Inhaling. Inhaling positivity, calmness, embracing love. Exhaling negativity, anger, hostility. Let it all out. Anything that's remaining within you, let it all out. And now, feeling all relaxed and calm, energized, you get up from the chair and you head back to the door towards the staircase. And as you're going down the stairs, you feel the coolness of the banister, the softness of the stairs as you go down, step by step by step. And then you look off to the side, and those big boxes that you had that was filled with all the negativity, all the stress, all the problems, those boxes are so tiny, they're so small now. You feel such a relief off your shoulders. And as you get to the bottom of the stairs, you see flowers instead of the boxes. Beautiful, radiant, colorful flowers instead of the boxes that held stress and negativity problems. You can stoop down and smell the flowers, inhaling them deeply. Just, just take in all of that right now. Now, what I want you to do as we get ready to close this meditation, I want you to find yourself sitting in your chair again, remembering, holding on to how your body feels right now, how relaxed it feels, how carefree you feel, how soft your muscles throughout your body are feeling. Just inhale and exhale. As you embrace this new feeling, I want you to smile. Turn your face into a nice big smile. Inhale. I hope you enjoyed this meditation. And when you're ready, you can wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, and open your eyes. Here's a thought I want to leave you with. The more you understand yourself, the more silence there is, the healthier you are. Just think about it. When you become more mindful and understanding, and you start realizing the things that's been bothering you and troubling you, all the different voices and things that's running through your head, besides the knocking that's going on in the other room, the other office, but just realize there's more silence. There's not that negative chatter going on anymore. And guess what? You realize how healthier you are. Well, this concludes our presentation on stress, managing your stress, and fitness. I hope you learned some different things on the impact of stress, how it impacts you long term, and what you can do through simple fitness exercises and by practicing these things, how it helps your body to restore, to rejuvenate, and to refresh. Start managing your stress today. Don't let your stress manage you because they don't have nothing useful for you in doing so. If you have any questions or any comments or you would like to reach out to us, here's our information here. You can just reach out to us. One of the things that I did provide, and you'll get as handouts, this concludes our presentation. You're going to be getting emailed several present handouts that you could use throughout your day and everything that's to help you on setting a practice of exercising and fitness, tips on how to get started, and also affirmation that you can go ahead and post. Um, you can download on your computer and read it all anytime you need. Post it on your refrigerator. Post it on your bathroom mirror. These are different things that you could do to help you to stay focused on what you need to do to building a healthier body. Well, that concludes our presentation. Does anybody have any